Hey, I'm a mechanical engineer and today I'll be showing you how to build a ramp. So the ramp that I'm going to show you how to make is great because it's easy to build and it's perfect for BMX bikes, skateboards, scooters, really whatever you want to jump. I'm actually building this ramp today specifically for next week's video, but more about that towards the end. For now, let's jump right into it. So in order to build the ramp, the first thing I did is I bought a piece of 3/4 inch plywood. Just like that. I then cut off a 2-foot piece that is the same 4-foot width as the board. This will be the height of our ramp. If you want your ramp to be a little bit higher, then you can go ahead and cut this piece to the height that you like it to be. Next, I measured a point that was 6 inches from the end of the board and then drew a line down to each of the bottom corners. The slide angle at the back of the ramp will make it more stable and help ensure it won't flip over when we use it. We will now repeat the process and draw the same design on the second identical piece. Now that both pieces are properly marked, we can use our circular saw and cut along the lines. Sorry, what was that? Using a circular saw to cut a piece of wood that's being balanced on buckets seems like a bad idea? Well, what do you know? Now that both pieces are cut, we're going to want to take a few 2x4s and cut it down to the width that you want your ramp to be. For example, I want the ramp that I'm building to be 3 feet wide, so I cut down my 2x4s into 6 3-foot pieces. You may need more or fewer than 6 pieces depending on the size of your ramp. Now that we have all of the main pieces of the ramp cut and ready to go, we can begin to assemble it. We'll start by screwing one of our 3-foot 2x4 pieces to the front and back of each of our plywood boards. Just like this. If you notice, the 2x4 in the back is flush with the floor and the back of the ramp, whereas the 2x4 in the front is flush with the ground and then the top of the ramp. We'll now take our 4 remaining 2x4s and screw them in between each ramp side, making sure that they too, just like the front 2x4, are flush with the top of the ramp. Oh, and also try to make sure the boards are even distances from one another. Sorry, he forgot to mention that. Now that they're all put in place, we can cut a piece out of our plywood that fits snugly on the back of the ramp and then screw it down. This will add support and stop the ramp from shaking back and forth. We'll cut another piece out of plywood, only this time it'll be for the top of the ramp. We can now go ahead and screw this in. Make sure that you primarily screw into the 2x4s beneath and not the plywood, because the 2x4s will offer the most support. Once you have finished with that, the top of the ramp should look something like this, with screws going all the way across into the studs beneath. And feel free to go a tad screw crazy, because within reason, the more screws, the sturdier the ramp will be. And with that, the ramp is complete. So the ramp actually turned out quite well. It's extremely durable and very easy to carry around. Although I would recommend a dolly. This is a tad easier. So like I said towards the beginning of the video, I actually built this ramp for a very specific purpose, and the video about that should be coming out next week. I don't want to give too much away about it, but I will tell you this, I'm a little bit scared. So please come back next week to see that video, unless of course you are a time traveling ninja, then just click the box right here. But hey, thank you so much for you guys watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please feel free to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And Lord willing, I'll see you next Friday.
Thank you for watching, and please feel free to subscribe.